Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you are happy and healthy at home with your family. Today, in this video, we are going to start our English textbook, Hornbill. Chapter 1, The Portrait of a Lady, written by Dr. Khushwant Singh. Khushwant Singh ji is a famous novelist and a critic also. He has written many of the stories. This story is concerned with his own life. He is describing about his grandmother, giving a detailed account of his grandmother, with whom he had a long association. He is portraying a character of grandmother in this chapter. When he was small, a kid, he observes his grandmother, and he finds even after 20 years, he is almost same. The wrinkled face, or lots of wrinkles on her face. She was an old lady. It was difficult to believe that his grandmother was a young and a beautiful lady once upon a time, as said by people around him. Students, in the first paragraph, Khushwant Singh remembers his grandmother. As he says, she was short, fat, and a slightly bent lady. She has silver hair, which were scattered untidily on her wrinkled face. Now the writer is talking about his grandfather. The writer had seen his grandfather's portrait hung on the drawing room wall. An old man with a turban or pagdi and a long white beard, dadi, covering his chest. That means his grandfather was having such a long beard. To the writer, his grandfather didn't seem like a man who could have a wife and children. Oh yes, but someone who could have lots of grandchildren. And he says his grandmother used to move around the house in spotless white beauty, with her one hand resting on her waist and supporting her waist or supporting her structure, and her other hand counting the beads of her rosary. Beads of her rosary means she was always chanting the name of God. Children, in this paragraph, the writer says that he used to live with his grandmother in the village. They both were very good friends. There was a deep bond of love between them. Writer's parents left him with grandmother to get settled in the city. The writer's grandmother used to wake him up early every morning and get him ready for school. She would recite the morning prayers while she bathed and dressed him up. And he loved her grandmother's voice, but would not try to memorize or by heart a word of what she used to speak or what she used to sing or recite. She would make his things ready, for, like a wooden slate, tiny earthen ink pot, and a red pen. He would eat a thick, stale chapati with butter and sugar spread on it. They both used to walk to school, and his grandmother carried few of the chapatis with her to feed the village dogs. This was in her habit, to feed the dogs with stale chapatis or leftover chapatis. Children, in this paragraph, writer says that his grandmother would always accompany him to the school, as the temple was attached to the school, and she used to visit the temple daily. On one side, writer would sit on the veranda with other children, would sing alphabets and rest of the schoolwork and prayers in chorus. On the other hand, his grandmother would sit in the temple to read the scriptures. After finishing, they both would walk back home together. Then they find that village dogs are just standing at the temple's door. These dogs would follow them to their home, growling, fighting with each other just for the stale chapatis that the grandmother used to give them. When his parents got settled in the city, writer's parent got settled in the city, they called them, means to they called grandmother and writer to the city. This was a turning point of his friendship with his grandmother. While in city, they shared the same room, but the grandmother wouldn't give him company to his school. He started going to an English medium school and in a motor bus. That motor bus used to come to pick him and drop him. There were no dogs in the streets whom she could feed as she did it in village. So she started feeding sparrows in the veranda of their new house in the city. Here writer says children, as the years passed in the city, their interaction reduced for some time. She continued to wake him up and would get him ready for school. She would ask him what he had learned in the school that day. The scientific terms or science terminology and English words made her unhappy as she didn't know the language, so she could not help him with the lessons. Well, as his new school never taught him about God and religious scriptures, so this made her sad. She did not approve of such education because when there is no teaching of God. So when she came to know that he was getting music lessons, she again became disturbed and annoyed because it disturbed her. According to her, as she was giving her opinion about music, that music was indecent and it was an art for the beggars and not for those people belonging to decent families. She didn't like that he learned music, so she stopped talking to him on this basis. And later on, she rarely talked to writer. She simply said nothing. Children, when we grew up, then we are given our own room or we are given our own space or our study area. Same with Khushwant Singh, the writer. He went to university or college. He was given a separate room. Now the common link between the grandmother and writer has been snapped. The link of friendship, the link of love was now get snatched. Grandmother rarely talked to anyone now because even that she was not meeting to his grandson of his busiest day schedule. Now she spent most of her time sitting beside her spinning wheel, charkha. She used to just sit since morning to evening, singing prayers, spinning and feeding to the number of the sparrows children in veranda. She used to love breaking the bread into little bits. Hundreds of birds used to collect around her and creating such a noise of chirping. But this chirping of hundred of the birds was giving her a kind of joy, a kind of amusement. Some birds used to sit on her legs, some on her shoulder, but some used to sit on her head. She used to smile but never shoot them away from her body. It used to be a happiest time for her. She spent while singing, spinning, praying and feeding birds. Children, now writer has decided to go abroad for further studies. As the grandmother came to know about this, she was a bit upset, as writer was thinking, because this was the news when writer is going to be completely apart or away from his grandmother for 5 years. At this age of his grandmother, how come she bear such a separation for longer time of 5 years? But grandmother could handle it. She was not even sentimental, so she came to the railway station to give him a send off, and there she kept quiet. She didn't say a single word, but she was continuously praying. She was reciting her prayers, her mind lost in her prayers, and she kissed on the forehead of her grandchild. After 5 years, as he returned home, writer came back. She was there again and came to pick him at the station. That was still the same as she had been 5 years ago. The writer says that was only a moment passed in such a between those 5 years. She clasped her grandson, means she hugged within her arms, and she didn't say a word. She embraced him. She loved him. She was happy of his coming back. She was continuing with her reciting of holy words or prayers, and the first day of arrival of writer, even she was happy, more happy with the sparrows in her veranda. In this paragraph, the writer describes that in the evening a change came over her. She didn't pray that time. She collected the women of neighborhood and she got an old drum. She continued thumping the old drum for several hours. She started singing. She sang the songs of homecoming of warriors, as she was happy on the coming back of her grandchild. As she was continued with her activity, so writer says that he and his family has to forced her to stop. She might overstrain herself, and it was for the first time that she had forgotten to pray. She was not praying as she was celebrating the occasion, and the result, the next morning she got ill, and although the doctor said it was a mild fever and it would go away soon, she will recover soon, but she could foreseen her and was near. She did not want to waste time talking to anyone. She did not listen the request of the family. She ignored their request and she lay peacefully in the bed. She was praying and telling beads, counting her beads, rosary beads, chanting names slowly. Then her lips stopped moving. The rosary fell down from her lifeless fingers. Her face looked pale and weak but peaceful. She was dead. She was laid on the ground. She was covered with a red shawl. Arrangements for her funeral were being made by the family. Students, in this paragraph, writer Mr. Khushwant Singh says that in the evening, the sun was setting. They brought a wooden stretcher. They stopped halfway in the courtyard, and thousands of sparrows sat near the dead body of his grandmother. Those sparrows did not chirp at all. Everyone felt sorry for the birds. When Khushwant Singh's mother threw breadcrumbs to the sparrows, they took no notice of the bread. And when the dead body of grandmother was taken or carried for the last rituals, all those birds flew away quietly. The pieces of bread were still lying in the courtyard or veranda. It was proving that the sparrows had come to mourn the death of the grandmother. They come to show their grief on the death of grandmother. Next morning, the sweeper cleaned away or swept away the breadcrumbs from the courtyard and put it into the dustbin. Hope you understand the summary, children. Please go through paragraph wise and have a good practice of reading textbook. You will understand it more nicely. Thank you. Students, here in this slide, you notice these expressions in the text infer the meaning from the context. Find out the meaning of these expressions given, children, and write down in your notebook. For example, the first expression is the thought was almost revolting. That means it was disgusting to think so, or this thought is, or this idea is not acceptable. Students, in these two slides, you are seeing the questions are given. They are itself from the textbook. So please carefully go through these questions and find out their answers from your own way. Do not copy the answers just for writing homework. Please do not copy them from any other source. Do it on your own way. Produce your own answers relevant to the question. Thank you.